What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Alex here from Team Generations, and today we're back with another market watch. So it's been a little while since I did one of these. I've been really dedicating a lot of my time just to playing lately, just 2 days a week at locals, just playing a ton of premium in general. And like, it's a harder format to figure out, it's a harder format just to get good at in general. So I've definitely been practicing a little bit more, trying to get my lists nailed down before I kind of bring them to the channel. But thank you for tuning back in, definitely appreciate it. If you are interested in purchasing any of the cards you see over here today, make sure to shop through our TCG player, link down in the description below. Absolutely no cost to you, help support the channel, definitely appreciate it. So without further ado, I'm here for cards, you're here for cards, let's hop right in. So this guy over here, Stealth Fiend Jakatsu Girl. So Shoryuki's becoming a little bit more popular in premium. I think it actually is a very good deck, and I think TIE Fighter made a video about this right before I think the new clan collection or premium selection came out, premium collection. So I see the triple rare versions of this are going up a little bit more steadily in price. It really is at its market price over here, but we see that there are only about 5 listings, and at $1 each, I think they actually can kind of increase the price of this card for the triple rare version, which is the highest rarity version in general. So if you don't have your playset of this and you want to start playing that, maybe now is the time to pick it up. 79 cents is not the worst in the world. Over here, along that same train of thought, 6 Flowers of Phantasm Shoryuki. So again, in premium, this deck is picking up steam. Market price of $5.84, but I think it's kind of selling for a little bit. Yeah, playsets are selling for like $7. We see that there are plenty of copies over here, but it's going to start to hit a little bit above its market price right here. And again, this is just my suggestion. If you are looking to play this deck in premium, now is not a bad time to pick up these cards at all. $6.50 for these, and this is the clan selection. I think this was the second clan collection essentially that came out, or maybe it was the first, I don't quite remember. But this set is starting to hit its maturity peak, and I think now is a good time to kind of pick these up if you don't have them. But the SP version of that same thing, there's only a couple copies left on the market over here. Market price of $38. We see over here it's selling for $54. People are purchasing it for this price, so it is well above its market price. And it's now a good deck in premium. People want to blink it out. This is the deal. Same thing with Yasui Self-Road Yasui Tenma. This is going to be the Stride version of this over here. The SP market price of $15. We see people were purchasing it for a little bit more earlier this month over here, and there's only 1 copy of it left at $43 at that one of. Maybe this is more of like, I guess, a collector's thing at this point. I don't know if Shoryuki really uses this or not. Can't really tell you off the top of my head, but it definitely is becoming a little bit more expensive if you want the blinged out version. Same thing over here with Yasui Genma. So Yasui Genma was reprinted, so if you're just into base rarity, don't even worry about this. This was reprinted in the clan selection, super cheap. But the SP version over here is market price of $13. We see people are purchasing it late last month over here for $20, at least $9 other people are purchasing it for. But there's only 1 listing again, and there's only 3 of them for $25, so definitely a little bit more expensive than the market price at the moment. Exceptional Expertise Rising Nova Premium. Again, Spikes is pretty good now. Spikes is like really decent if you have the right pilot. It actually can be one of the best decks, I think, in format. Rising Nova, it's sad because this was a pretty budget thing overall. $9 market price over here. People are willing to purchase play sets of these at $20 a copy. That is crazy. This was only 2-3 days ago at this point over here. So yeah, being 1 copy at that $10, this is almost $15. It's pretty much just $15 with the shipping. But this over here, I mean, a $15 card now is kind of crazy for a playset. So I can't really suggest going in on this quite yet. I think as the meta kind of unfolds, I think Spikes will have a place in it. Are they going to be the absolute best? I'm not sure, but it is a little expensive if you're looking for something a little bit more budget. So Jumbo the Stun Gun, this is a really old card too. This I randomly saw. I was looking for ways to countercharge, soul charge, things like that, and somebody suggested this at locals. During your battle phase, when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, soul charge 1, choose a card from your damage zone, turn it face up. So this basically, you can spam a lot of things out in Spike Brothers in general, just calling things out. So it's not really hard to do this, and if you need that extension with a little extra counterblast or soul charge, whatever the case is, this is a good solution for it. But market price of $1.33, we see that is not the case with 30 copies over here, only 2 listings, 36 copies total, I guess, for $4.85. So now this is a $5 card, so kind of crazy. Over here too, the SP version of Dudley Lucifer. Again, this set is kind of like matured, I think, at this point, because it's been over a year since the set has been out. Because if Overdress has been out a year, yeah, this came out I think a little bit before that. Kind of crazy, but market price is $25, and there's only 1 copy of this for $35 on the market. And again, just been picking up steam over the past couple months or so, so be aware of that. Yeah, earlier this month, copies were purchased for that $35, $39 price range, so that is absolutely crazy. Over here too, another card that has kind of increased 4 spikes, Shooting King Miracle Ace. So Miracle Ace is I think used in most G zones for spikes at this time. I'm not like a spikes aficionado or anything, but market price of $9, and we see that people are willing to purchase for $20 a copy. Somebody picked it up, got really lucky the other day, $281, but we see this is a $15 card now, so it is exceeding its market price, and things are just becoming a little bit more expensive. Like in general, I think premium is starting to get a little bit more hype. I think in Japan is starting to play it a bit more too. I know Different Fight was posting that he really wants another revival selection, which I completely agree with. I think that like it definitely is needed for the format to kind of thrive. Not to say survive, because I think it's fine, but you definitely need it to thrive a little bit more. Skull Witch Domain over here, I just wanted to bring this up in the context of like V and premium and whatnot, just because, even though it is an overdressed card, just because I see people are putting this into Luard now. They're doing like the V Luard. You're basically calling this out with another Skull Witch Domain, the V version, because it's a 5k body. You're basically tucking in the Luard into Soul, so you have those crits live your turn 1, so your ride up turn could actually be pretty threatening overall. And, you know, you just go into more fast index turn, whatever the case is. But this card over here, market price, it is around its market price, a little bit more than that, but I just wanted to quickly mention that I think this card can go back up in maturity. So like when this first came out, $18, $10, you know, that was like pre-sale stuff. I forgot when exactly the set came out, but it's been hovering around that $8, and I think over time we can see this become like a $9 card over here. Yeah, a couple play sets sell out, and then we're looking kind of around that $9 price range. So if you needed a couple of copies of this, you just need one for premium, really. I think that's fine. If you needed a copy of this, you know, maybe now is the time to pick it up, even though it is, you know, a hard bullet to swallow, or a tough pill to swallow, as they say. Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Zambust Dragon. So Zambust, this was annoying because I just posted a budget deck about this. I didn't realize how expensive really this card was. Market price of $6 over here, and we see people are picking it up for $10, $11. It was literally just yesterday. So this is a $10 card now. This was like, you know, a couple dollars, but over, let's look at the last 6 months or so. Yeah, it was kind of, yeah, $2, $3, just creeping up over time. It's a costless thing, kind of gives everybody like some power. It is what it is. Even still, my budget deck still kind of stands. It's probably still under like the $70 price range, but just sad to see this kind of increasing in price, and it is pretty decent overall, I guess. Earth Elemental Rollock over here. So obviously the rock, everybody, I feel like not most premium decks, but a lot of premium decks use this, and there just is not enough printings of this over here. Like, I feel that it's just been going up and up and up if we look at the past 3 months or so. Market price of $9. You see it's kind of selling for a little bit more than that over here. And there's only 3 listings over here. You can't even get a playset of this card, and there's so many decks that need it. So I personally think in the next clan selection, or revival selection, they like need to reprint a lot of these Cray Elementals. Over here too, Conquering Supreme Dragon, Stunburst Dragon. Absolutely bonkers. Did not get hit on the ban list, which I'm kind of happy about. I mean, like, the deck is really good, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that it's like broken beyond like anybody playing against it. I don't know, it's tough to say, but you see people are buying it for $40, over $40 over here, and market price of $39. There's only 5 copies total, only 2 listings, $60 and $69. Like, this is absolutely crazy. Like, this needs a reprint. I really hope we get another revival selection overall. Over here, same deal too with the SR version of this. I think I picked up the SRs for like $6. Like, oh my god, that was probably the best buy I've ever done in this game over here. So market price of $40. See, people are purchasing the SR version for $60, $50, a little bit more than that market price, and there's only 4 copies left, 1 listing at $80. So very, very expensive card. The Narukami G Zone outside of this is still pretty expensive, I think. Actually, there's a lot of other things, so it is a tough clan to get into if you haven't already. Supreme Army Eradicator Sweet Down, so people are getting ready for it. Vowing Sword Reverse, I think it's an awesome deck over here. This is a double rare out of Aerial Steed Liberation, which is kind of an old set at the time over here. A couple copies being purchased at that $8 price range, $7 price range, $7 market price, $8 copy, $8.24 over here. That's actually my birthday. $7.96. So we just see that this is going to increase in price. Only 5 listings total for that over here, so be on the lookout for that. Also too, just speaking about Narukami in general, I think I mentioned this like 2 weeks ago, but these are still not budging. Like, there's decent amounts of listings in general, but it's really just, these are super expensive PGs at this point. Like, every Narukami deck needs this. There's no Narukami deck, in my opinion, that you run the crit sentinels in. So these actually became a pretty expensive draw trigger over here. So check your bulk piles. Maybe you had some out of the last clan selection or whatever it is from locals, so just check it out. Another insane Premium Collection 2020 card, Geoma Glass, obviously is needed. you pretty much need to run 3 to 4 copies, I guess, in Premium Dimension Police, and you see people are willing to purchase this for this insane price tag over here. Market price of $51, it's exceeding that. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 listings over here, $45 market price, or $45 listing. I mean, it's actually a little bit lower than its market price, but overall still a very, very solid card. If you have copies of this, you know, now is the time to sell them off, because if they do anything in terms of like a reprint collection, reprint, you know, revival selection, like, this is definitely going to be on the chopping block for a reprint, so now is the time maybe to cash in. Legendary Dimensional Robo, Daikaiser Leon. Obviously I just mentioned Geoma Glass, but in general I think that's Dimension Police are very solid in Premium in general. They're one of the best decks in format for sure, and this is a really solid card, I think, overall. If you know your opponent has like a ton of PGs in hand, like you don't have your you know, stand triggers to get rid of them or whatever, this is kind of tough. The market price for this has kind of gone down to $20 over here, but we see people are hot on this card. They are purchasing it. This is an older card at this point, but if you wanted to, I think now is actually a decent time to pick this up overall. Some people are taking it out, I think, but I think it still deserves a spot maybe in your G zone. Another clan in general that is, I think, super hot for Premium in general at the moment, this is going to be Angel Feather. So Angel Feather, I think with no CL, it's honestly crazy. This card is so good. You're gonna buff up your front row by 20k naturally with this, you know, maybe an extra drive. Then if you put 1 trigger, you fix your no CLs in damage zone, you basically have another 20k from your no CLs in your damage zone. So it's 40k front row, swinging with this, you know, up to 4 times, I think 4 or 5 times maybe total, depending on what cards you run in the deck. But this is a very powerful stride, and I think that in general the market price, it's sticking around its market price, but I'm just saying to you, pick these up if you haven't already. This is a very good stride. I think that this over time will increase. I don't know how much availability of the product. I think things are like very accessible right now, and I think now for this whole set is the time to buy, but I'm saying this is a good stride and I would pick up copies of this. This thing over here too, again, Premium Collection 2020, just hot. It's just slowly increasing in price over time. This was like a $2, $3 card. Even, you know, back in May, even I remember looking at this for $1. People are purchasing this now for $6. I had to buy a copy of this myself. I was missing one. 7-Eleven over here, yeah. So very recently people are purchasing it, and I can see the market price kind of increasing in general. It's not anything crazy, but this honestly could be a $10 card, so if you don't have your copies of this, definitely pick them up. Over here too, another older card that is still kind of used in the G zone. It's not the most necessary thing in the world, but Holy Seraph Altiel. She is a market price of $7.44, and then over here we can see that it's kind of like a $10 card, so you need 2 copies of this, I believe. It's the same name, I think. Face down card. Actually, no, it doesn't have to be the same name, I don't think, but overall, still a pretty expensive card. Over here, this is the one that needs the same, yeah, another same name over here. So this is the one, I think people still run this in their G zone, and it has kind of been going down in market price, $12 over here, but we see that it's kind of being purchased for a little bit more, and listings are at that $16, $18 kind of dollar price range, so $36 really for 2 of these, just about. So it's kind of a tough sell, and you don't actually like need it, so just to be aware of that if you have copies of this. Also over here, just getting into Shadow Paladin. Shadow Paladin attacks in general, it's just one of the realest things in this game, period. Like, it always will be a thing, so if you like Shadow Paladin, definitely pick your stuff up early. Chain Ranker Dragon over here, the SR version is market price of $25. We see that people aren't really purchasing it for higher than that, $7.10. A couple days ago, people were purchasing it for $26, $28. There's only 1 listing of it for $49, so if you want your high rarity stuff, you're in a bit of a pinch at the moment. Over here too, this is the new reprinted crits, and we are almost, I think, out of them. So this, you know, market price of $2, the pre-sale stuff, bumped all the way down to 50 cents, picked up a bunch of these for like 50 cents. Now people are purchasing them for $1.50, $1. So this is actually where the value kind of starts coming in. So $2 is about to become a $2 card over here. Yeah, Strictly Broken bought a bunch of these, 191 copies. So definitely cleaned out the market on that, unfortunately. So if you need these, they are becoming a little bit more expensive. Maybe pick your copies up while you can. Over here too, Rikudo Demonic Dragon and Jakumiso. Still a good card, still one of your only, like, you know, non-CB requiring kind of plays in Nubatama, and this again was another cheap card. Even a couple months ago, back in April, $4 or $5, even that was expensive. This was like a $2 card for the longest time. Now we're seeing this card sell for $11, $10, market price of $8.95 over here, and yeah, it's a $12 card now, so that's actually kind of crazy. I keep at least one in my Nubatama G zone for like the Hose and Dominate deck that I've posted on the channel. Slight edits have been made to that, mostly just the G zone though. Over here, Entrancing Flower, Princess Sandrine. So Sandrine is still needed if you're going to play Asha Premium. It's a lot of setup that you need to do for that new stride in general, and this is still the only thing that you can kind of go into and make a Asha Flower Fairy token. At the same time, market price of $6 over here. See, the market price is increasing over time. People are purchasing these, wow, 4 of them for $14. That is kind of crazy over here. Yeah, it's about a $10 card now, so it is exceeding its market price. And once, you know, once this playset more or less is gone, this becomes a $15 card. You need probably about 2 of these in your G zone, I would say, overall. Next up over here too, another just Cray Elemental that I want to talk about, Dismal. So Dismal is so needed right now in so many different ways for so many different decks. Just a card that like absolutely needs a reprint. I'm surprised they didn't do it in the clan revival selection or whatever. So I'm really looking forward to them potentially doing that in the next time around. Hope it's not a promo. Hope it's just like a regular pack, you know, Cray Elemental pack. That would be really, really good. But only 8 copies over here, only 3 copies over there, or 8 listings, 3 listings over here. So these things are becoming a little bit more expensive. The promo version of it was bought out. Next up over here too, White Legion Sailing Ship Bad Bounty. I know we're going like super heavy in premium, but that's just like what's kind of launched as of late. That's really what's been stirring up a little bit more as of recently. But this guy over here, oh man, this is painful. I remember when this card was like a $2 card, yeah, even at $5, like wow, it's expensive. But this card has officially hit new heights, market price of $12. People are purchasing for that like $13-15 price range, but we see that there are only 4 listings over here, and there's less than 2 playsets available. $25 for a copy of Bad Bounty, so you typically need 1, maybe 2 in your G zone, so it is a tough pill to swallow there. Performing Zombie also, I don't know why, 10 cards, search for 1 card from them, put in your drop zone. I guess this is a good card for, it is what it is, but yeah, it's really not too bad. But this guy over here, market price of $2, this is now an $11-12 card. People bought them all out at those cheaper copies, and there's only 1 listing left. Yep, last save point, of course. It's for $11.99. So wow, it's actually a really expensive stand trigger. No other reprints of that. I should have, I think, mentioned this with my previous Angel Feather stuff, but Black Slice Harut, this was like bought out for the longest time for the past week or so. Finally, copies are back on the market. People, I think, were selling for like $50. Yeah, people purchasing them on market price of $9.51. This came out in one of the Soul Strike against the Supreme. People are purchasing for like $30 over here, and yeah, $25, $32. This is definitely a needed card, I think, if you want to run the most efficient no-CL kind of list you can in premium. Just guarantees you, not guarantee, but you pretty much are allowed to multi-attack with this over here if you have the resources for it. So I think it's just an amazing card, and unfortunate that it is so expensive. I hope they do reprint this one as well. Holy Seraph no-CL over here. It's only a triple rare coming out of Divine Lightning Radiance, but at the same time, this is the mainstay of, I feel like, that no-CL deck, and in general, market price $6.34 over here. People purchasing it for the $8-10 kind of price range, and we see that, yeah, copies over here, 50 cards, $8 a copy, so it is exceeding its market price by a little bit, so definitely on the up and up, this deck in general. Over here too, Dreaming Dragon Soul Strike against the Supreme. Only 1 printing of this for Genesis. Basically just take your whole drop zone, puts it back into your deck, and then you shuffle your deck. Number of cards returned is 10 or more, you draw a card, so not a bad card. Definitely in like the meme kind of like painter kind of builds where you're spamming stuff and just like absolutely obliterating your soul charging. Like, this is a lifesaver. Like, you absolutely need this card. So a little bit cheaper than its market price. I think I bought one the other day for like $7 or something, and then I think a couple copies came on the market over here, $4, yeah, $6, $7. So just be aware, this card is getting, I think, a little bit of attention or whatever. I've seen it floating around in a couple discussion servers that I'm in. Monarch Sanctuary Alfred, just really random. I actually put together like an Alfred premium deck because I had nothing for Royals. Market price is $6.58 or $6.56 over here. A couple copies flying off the shelf in late July, actually, and we see the prices just kind of increasing over time. Supersonic Games over here, $8, $6. This is becoming definitely like a $9 card almost. So this is an older VR, no reprintings on this over here. Just be aware of that. And I think the SR version is still a little bit, or the SVR version is a little bit more expensive as well. Guilty Empress Darkface Gridora. So this is dropping in price. People aren't as big on Order Colony anymore since you got the restriction over here. Market price of $28. Copies are now selling back at like 15. I think 15 is the market price. I think that's what I picked them up for. I still think this is like an okay deck. It is really tough for some other people to get around some of your stuns, so like you really are ending up trying to just play this like big grind game, but I didn't like Order Colony. I just felt like it was too broken. If something's too broken, I'm not going to play it. So now I can kind of pick up my shitty Mega Colony Bugs premium kind of deck and try to stun people out again. That's always fun. Sunrise, Ray, Gurgit, Knight, Gurgit. So kind of the inverse, somebody that survived the ban list. Absolutely insane. I don't know how they did it. This deck is just too crazy overall, but it has been just astronomically rising. Market price of $18. People are purchasing. Wow, that was 2 days ago. People purchased 2-3 copies of that for $26. That is crazy. BRO seasons here and prices are going to be up a little bit comparatively. I thought that we'd get a little break in between with like maybe Spring Fest and Fall Fest, but they said nope, BROs right here. So prices are, yeah, this is one of the best decks in formats. The prices are up there. It's really, if not the best deck in format. It's kind of crazy, to be honest. Inversely over here too, Holy Sword of Heavenly Law, Gurgit. This card was expensive for a long time. Yeah, market price $8 over here a couple months. Let's see 6 months ago, because I think it was like $10 plus for a little bit, but it's not really used anymore. And I think that the market price of this is going to start to reflect this. People are purchasing this, not like in a crazy amount, but you know, $5-6 over here. It's definitely has fallen a little bit. If you need a copy of this, need a copy or two, whatever, just pick them up now. It is what it is. Transitioning now over to Overdress. Some things are happening in Overdress which are pretty interesting in general. Stealth Fiend Forktail. This is really interesting because it can be used in premium. It's actually really decent, I think, in standard as well, and necessary for the Tamiyura, kind of like Maiden's deck. I'm sorry, just Tamiyura deck. But this guy over here, market price of $5, and we're seeing it kind of sell around that, just kind of jumping up in market price in general. People are purchasing it at this $5-6 price range. And again, this is a double rare, only 4 listings over here. And then once these guys are cleared out, once one playset of this is actually gone, wow, that's crazy. It becomes an $8 card. So I really, I'm not looking forward to that. I don't know if people open this product enough. Spiritual Body Condensation 2, a very expensive card. This is the regular version of it. I think the holo version is actually cheaper at the moment. Almost a $6 market price. It's used in so many green decks. And we just see the market price over the past 3 months have been increasing. People are purchasing this for $10.99. This is a rare out of Genesis of the 5 Greats. That is crazy. Wow, yeah, so market price for this is increasing. I think demand for this in general is kind of like increasing, staying a little bit hot. So oh my god, don't want to see that. Aurora Fierce Princess Seraph Pure Light has spiked back up, so we market price of $17. People are now purchasing it for $25. The new support they announced is actually really good for this deck, I think. And on top of that, this deck is just really solid right now. Like, it's so hard to get around some of the plays this deck does. It's hard to counter it. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of annoying in my opinion. But overall, it's back at that $25 price range, so kind of tough. And just don't sleep on this card over here. I see a couple Prison players start to put this into their lists. This is actually decent overall, and it is, you know, at that $1 kind of price range. I don't think this set was opened a crazy amount, to be honest, and inventory for this might be a little bit low, but it is around that $1 card kind of price range. I can see it going up a little bit in the future, so maybe pick them up now if you're interested. This guy has been on the rise. This has been like a big like seesaw with these next 2 cards that I'm going to show you, but this guy over here, the new Grave Zorga, is bouncing back up. So it was really expensive when it first launched, dropped down to like $6-7, and then we see people are purchasing it for that $10 price range, kind of keeping it around that $9 kind of mark over here. And there's plenty of copies at that price, but this guy over here, this guy was really cheap, kind of bounced back down, went back up, and now I think it's kind of stabling out around that $10 price range. I think that might be the accurate price for both of these triple rares, to be honest. So if you are interested in this new Orphis with some of the new support coming out, I think the new promo card makes it actually very decent in general. I think this is a good time maybe to purchase them. I think I need like 2 more copies of this. I've been trying to get them out of packs, but I think we ran out at locals of these packs. Over here too, same thing with this triple rare, just pretty expensive, necessary for the deck. Became really cheap at one point, like a week after or a couple days after launch. It's been skyrocketing back up to that $10 price range, and we see there are plenty of copies, I guess, on the market in general, but it is a very expensive card. This Boss Saga deck in general is like really expensive, and I hate Boss. Blaze Maiden Amelia over here, triple rare for Nirvana. Very, very good card. Again, market price $8.33. People are willing to purchase for a little bit more than that overall. I think this really can be a $9-10 card. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. These new triple rare ratios kind of suck for the game in general, and I think they're kind of crappy. I wish they went back to the old version of it overall. So that's it for this week. Let me know if I missed anything down in the comments below. Let me know any questions you guys might have and any call outs. So yeah, thank you again. This is Alex from Team Generation signing out.